who jumped into the air. The swordsman delivered a fiery slashing blow to the monster using the skill ripping wave. Xavier cut the monster in half. Ruffalin watched in horror. The protagonist's eyes widened in surprise. He wondered if he could use the power of the explosion as an auxiliary force and cut in half. Xavier leaned slightly, putting his weapon back in its sheath. Lloyd wondered why the novel didn't mention this technique. The boys stood in a pompous stance. The mage looked at the guys with horror, thinking that he was in trouble and no matter what he did, he would not be able to defeat them. The protagonist squatted down next to the man. He looked at the mage with a terrifying look, saying that he had kidnapped their soldiers and now their construction had stopped because of him, asking how he was going to pay him. Ruffalin bowed before the protagonist, thinking that it would be better for him to lie down on the ground for now because he had to survive by any means. The mage said that he had committed a great sin and was begging for forgiveness. Lloyd noted that he should not say that, and he was asking about compensation for the damage caused. The man looked ahead with horror, saying that there were many valuable things there and he would give them everything. The protagonist grinned slyly, asking that this was true, and therefore it was all his. The man said that of course he could take everything. Xavier pulled the worker out of the room by the arm, telling the master that the soldiers were severely exhausted, but their lives were not in danger. Lloyd said that was great and he was glad to hear it. The protagonist looked at the mage with a cold gaze, saying that in a couple of days they would have been dead, asking what he was going to do with them. The mage bared his teeth, saying that he was doing research, trying to find out how to bring the dead back to life. The protagonist looked at the man with disdain, asking what was even possible and why he needed to know. The man narrowed his eyes. He continued to sit, bowing in front of the protagonist. Ruffalin stated that it was to bring back his wife and son. The protagonist looked at the mage with a serious look. Ruffalin remembered how he held his son in his arms with a smile and looked at his wife. He said that he was a mage in the house of a baron and lived an ordinary life with his family, and not just an ordinary one, he was happy. Ruffalin imagined the baron holding out his hand, and then the happy